Hello everybody, my name is That Joe Guy, and welcome back to the Stanley Parable. Now, a very quick thing before I get started today, because today is a brand new session of the Stanley Parable. It's been a few weeks since I recorded the last session, or my first session of the Stanley Parable, which would have been, what made the last episode that you would have watched if you're following along with the playlist. Now, I also recorded in that first session sort of the ending episode of the Stanley Parable series, the episode which will be at the end of this playlist, titled Ending or Finale or something along those lines. In that episode I talk about, my thoughts on the game and things like that, traditional ending stuff, and I always want that episode to be at the end of this playlist, because it makes no sense. But that means that this is a new session where I go and pursue one of those endings which people were kind enough to tell me about in the comments that I missed during my first session, but I want to insert those endings between before the final episode. So that's what we're doing here today, just in case you're wondering about any sort of discontinuities between the episodes. That makes sense, right? I hope so. It's very simple. So let's go on. There's a couple of endings which I've heard about. Let's go pursuing.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
There's these computers, and whilst going through the editing process, I realised that I could... almost everything that I can poke at in this game probably leads to an ending, probably. So I wonder what happens.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
If I go and turn off all these computers. Nope. Man, there's more on this time, or is it just me? I think the tones are changing. Well, I turn them all off. Maybe there's something I'm missing. Maybe I need to do it in a specific order. Well, I didn't miss any, but it was worth having a poke at anyway. There's probably something there. So, first and foremost, heading back through Mr. Right door.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Mr. Kevin Brighting, it's nice to have your lovely voice in my ears once more.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Right, where am I going again? Oh, yes.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I know, I'm terrible.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Okay, so we're gonna drop down.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Alrighty. And it's this chance bit where we...
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
And it's this point at which we diverge.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Come on, baby. We're doing this. Being a rebel.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Well, I was told to walk through the blue door, and now there's no... Oh. Okay. Rebel.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
You seem bitter. Don't be bitter. Ooh, bloody hell.
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback.
Sure.
There we go. A third option.
Oh.
This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Literally broken the handle off that door behind. I'm pretty tempted by these, but those probably won't lead anywhere. Oh, but I'm too curious.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Oh, so it's about having more choice. Interesting. I don't know. I'd give it a 2 because you haven't really changed much based on my choice.
Oh, well, now this is useful. You didn't like it, but you didn't totally hate it either. You enjoyed it, perhaps is the correct term. It didn't cause you excruciating pain. Big steps we've made here today, Stanley.
Cool.
Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Okay. Oh. Good. Let's see. Good old Neil, Skid, Nicho Nacho, Vola. What am I getting here? Times for completion. Holy shit. Did you know that 21.3% of players skipped the intro sequence? Only the worst 3% of players chose the blue door. 98.9% of players are more interested in Stanley. What? Compete against others to improve your Stanley Parable career. 1 second, guys. Okay, let's try this orange one now.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
Honestly, yes, a little bit.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting.
Alrighty.
You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you?
No.
Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Happy to. Oh.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours.
What?
So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Oh dear. Oh my god. You know, I reject this game. Gotta go mad here. Oh, god damn it. This is the game with the baby that was referred to. Okay, I can't take this. Burn, baby, burn. There you go.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me?
I hate the game.
Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain? Let's see. What do we have here? Yes. This seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
What? I'm now dreading what you've got for me, Mr. Narrator.
Well, Stanley, is this any better? At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough? Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house.
Okay. I'm just trapped.
This will go here. No, here. And then...
I cannot believe this is happening.
Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes. It's complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. But you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable.
Okay.
Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond.
Oh.
Diamond everything. Yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
Okay. I cannot believe this is happening as it is. Aren't there issues with this? Can you just do this? Or did you have an agreement? I can't jump, by the way. Literally, I just can't. Couldn't quite get the music right, huh?
Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
No. It's cold here.
Oh, no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
What? No! Damn it! I heard an Enderman. I was looking forward to being scared. Oh my god.
Yes! I don't even know what this game is, but I love it. You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
It's a game about doors, I believe. So you got the music rights for that. This is interesting, especially considering that Stanley Parable was originally built with the source, well, with the source engine, but like as part of the Half-Life 2, game creator toolset thing.
Oh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte.
I think I've driven the narrator mad. He's just gradually becoming more sadistic. Get on there, you bitch.
Genius.
Fuck! I'm trained, I swear.
No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games, and I highly doubt you're any wiser for the experience. Which is why, rather than continue to waste my time, I'm just going to leave you here. You can pretend you've beaten the game if it makes it any richer for you, but as for me, I've had enough. So, why don't you get cozy in this room, and if you have any grand revolutionary ideas for the perfect video game, you can just sit there and let it ball up inside you for all eternity. I don't need your advice. I don't need your ratings. And I certainly don't need the validation of a man whose job is to push buttons. I think I'll just go about my business, making meaningful cultural contributions to the world. And perhaps every now and then I'll think back to a man named Stanley who was objectively wrong in every decision
Here's hoping the stilts from Portal translated to my current state.
he ever made.
Whoa! Apologies if you wanted to hear the end of that little rant there. Whoa, this is... many kinds of strange. Ugh. Okay. It's always anywhere. Down the bloody back of the... I feel like I'm down... I feel like I've been lost in the back of the sofa, quite frankly. Ah! Very strange. Bit sinister. Not gonna lie about that. Back behind the scenes. But usually when you're behind the scenes, you've got a guide, a tour guide. All the non-used ideas. Huh. 427. Welcome home, Stanley. Whoa. Hello? Anything in any of this? Okay. Is there anything in here for me? Feels like there should be. I'm just not expected to restart it at some point. Oh.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
The lesson? This isn't right. Oh. We found the path again. The lesson? Perhaps that for all the bleating about the more freedom, the better. When it comes to game design in particular, you can't just be allowed to wander whatever you choose, not unless somebody makes the game specifically for you to wander, because you need that little bow in the end. That's what makes it a complete experience. Ha! Cool, that was good.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.